Hi guys, very quick before we start, remember to hit that subscribe button down there so you will get a notification for all the new videos to come, and it keeps me going. Thank you very much. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, and today we're gonna discuss about zone focusing. I brought my camera here so I can show you exactly how it works and what the end results would be when using zone focusing for shooting street photography. Zone focusing is a practice that was very popular years ago because all the photojournalists were using it since they didn't have a rear screen to use for framing when they were using different angles or different point of views, so they were getting ready, and with zone focusing they were able to simply snap the shot even from different angles. It was working particularly well with rangefinder cameras because they were so compact and smart and quick to use, and so Leica was one of the most used cameras with zone focusing. And with this Q2, which is a mirrorless camera, it is also possible to use it as a rangefinder and of course with zone focusing for great results. But let's see together how it works exactly. In order to have a proper demonstration, I recruited some volunteers. This is a family of farmers from British Columbia, Canada, and I'm now snapping a picture at f1.7 focusing on the little boy here on the front. As you can see from the picture, only the boy and the tractor on the right are in focus because they have the same distance from my camera. We have such a shallow depth of field that only that guy and all the elements at the same distance from the camera will be in focus. While if we repeat the experiment, I am now snapping the same picture but at f11, and I'm always focusing on the little boy here on the front, and now you will see that many more other elements of the farm are in focus because we have a broad depth of field that allows many other subjects to be sharp and defined. Now, thanks to this family of farmers, we saw what is the reasoning behind it, but how will you set up your camera if you want to go out and try using zone focusing? Let's see it together. So now let's see together why we picked up f11. First, to use zone focusing you will have to choose your shooting distance. So here we have feet and meter. The distance that I normally picked up and set on my camera is 2 meters because it's close enough to have a nice composition but not too close so you don't look weird, and it's not so far away so your main subject is still dominant in the picture. And then if you would use an f1.7 aperture, the camera here tells you that only the element at a given distance is in focus, while if you go down to f8 or f11 you will now see that you have a range of elements between the minimal focal distance and the maximal. So all the elements in between, let's say 1 and 3 meters more or less, will be sharp and in focus. I went out for a quick promenade here in Vancouver to show you a few examples I shot on the Arbutus Greenway and on Granville Island with zone focusing. So with this very first shot we see that both the foreground and the background are in focus. All of the following examples were very easy because I set up the shutter speed, the f aperture, and the camera picked up the ISO for me. And since it was a bright day, the ISO were still quite low, so we don't have any grains in the picture. It is very fun to go around and snap pictures with zone focusing because it makes you realize very quickly what it is interesting and what not, so you don't lose your mind trying to get the best setup possible, you don't lose your mind trying to have the eye tracking autofocusing that you all have on your Sony cameras, I'm sure about that. And then here we just have some pink. The goods and the bads of zone focusing. You really need to switch something inside your mind, because if you come from the DSLR or mirrorless camera world, then you are used to pick up your subject, have it in focus, try to have the ISO as low as possible, and then maybe you want to zoom in and out a bit to help you with the framing. Composition, of course, you cannot choose it because you are snapping street photography pictures, and then bam, you have your picture. While with zone focusing, it really changes the way you approach snapping pictures in your life, and it will make you more similar to a photojournalist. You really just need to pay attention at what is very interesting, what is happening in the city that is not a normal scene. You want to find some absurd scenes, absurd compositions, or entertaining, brilliant scenes to tell your story. This is a camera I love a lot because it is a mirrorless, but it can also be used as a rangefinder, and so with zone focusing it really gives you nice results. So when you walk down the street, you basically have to do very quick choices. You will have to choose the shutter speed, which I now put on 1/500 of a second because I don't want to have a motion blur from my subjects, and if guys are passing by with bikes or with skateboards or rollerblades, they are very fast, so 1/250 is not enough. And then you pick up the f aperture, which is most of the times f11, but if it's not bright you will have to move back to f8, and then the camera will pick up the ISO speed for you. Now, this is a smart camera and many other cameras out there have the same option where you can set up, even with automatic ISO, a limit, so you're sure that your camera will never overcome that set value that to me is 3200 ISO, because I'm sure that up to 3200 my camera will not show important grains in the dark areas, and if there is any, it is not so relevant, so it will not ruin the picture. So I hope everything was clear enough. If it's not, please let me know down here in the comments and I will be happy to answer your questions. I'm excited for you if you're starting now this journey with zone focusing, so go out and practice and have a lot of fun. In the next video I will mount an action cam in the hot shoe of my camera, so we're having a POV video with some shots as an example for you to enjoy. If you got any value out of this video, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, hit the subscribe button down there, and I guess I will see you later. Bye bye. Thank you.